There are three different examples of rhetorical analysis in your textbook that I wanted to point out to you as text that you might consider looking at. The first one is Libby Copeland's, and notice that basically I have provided a bibliographical citation for each of these. Notice that they're in hanging indent. Notice also that I provided some other information, and in that case the other information that I provided is sort of an annotation. It's not really a summary, but it provides you information so you know what's there. Libby Copeland's Shooting from the Hip with a Smile to Boot is about Sarah Palin's use of style to win people over. This was written during the time that Palin was a vice presidential candidate, and Libby Copeland looks at how she communicates effectively with her audience. You may want to look at that one. The second one is Richard Nordquist, and it's Homer Simpson's Figures of Speech. If you're a fan of The Simpsons, you may want to look at this. But Nordquist shows how the character uses rhetorical concepts. And because of the use of rhetorical concepts, that this character, who is not considered to be very enlightened, is really quite adept at using rhetorical devices. Because Nordquist does use specific rhetorical devices, you may want to go to the website and pull that up so you have access to it as you read, so that you can define them as you go. But notice again, the idea is, how does the writer, how effective is the text? Libby Copeland's text is Sarah Palin's oratory, style of oratory, how she delivers her message. Nordquist's text is Homer Simpson's Figures of Speech. He addresses how effective Homer Simpson is in communicating ideas through the use of particular rhetorical devices. And finally, the text that was at the beginning of the chapter on rhetorical analysis is Wes Rodenberg's analysis of the Keep America Beautiful public service announcement campaign that ran in 1971. It was the beginning of a public service campaign, or a series of public service campaigns that raised awareness about environmental issues. You can look at it to see how Rodenberg determines or analyzes how effective the campaign was in communicating the idea about environmental awareness. These are three examples in your textbook of rhetorical analysis that you may want to look at to see how text is introduced, how the author responds to the text, and how the thesis states the position of the author relative to the text. Copeland's text, remember, is Palin's delivery style. Nordquist's text is Homer Simpson. And Rodenberg's text is a particular advertisement.